There are many things that I love about living in LA, but there are some things that I just can't stand. Los Angeles, California remains to be the center of the entertainment industry. I mean, seriously, all things fame and fortune. With a population of almost 4 million people, Los Angeles is one of the best places to live in California. With its pristine natural landscape, an abundance of things to do, amazing weather, and never-ending opportunity, it's no wonder that LA is as famous as it is. Prized for its cultural diversity, people from all over the world and all over the country are moving to Los Angeles with hopes of their dreams coming true. But Los Angeles is not for everyone. And even though there's so much good to talk about living in LA, we're going to touch on 7 cons for you to take into consideration if you're planning on moving to LA. In this video, we're going to talk about 7 of my top reasons of why I can't stand living in LA.
2, 1, 0.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, I'm Kristen Arledge. I'm a local real estate agent right here in sunny California. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and ding that notification bell so I can keep you in the know of all things real estate related in Los Angeles, California. Now, number 1 on my list for reasons is the high cost of living. Now, it's no secret that LA comes with a very high price tag. Keep in mind, we're not as high as New York City, but according to Rent Cafe, the cost of living in LA comes in at about 51% higher than the national average. I just can't stand the amount of money that Angelenos have to shell out for rent, gas, groceries, and entertainment. The high cost of living brings me to my number 2 reason for things that I can't stand about living in LA, and it's actually the most heartbreaking and angersome, and that's the homeless issue in Los Angeles. The homeless situation in LA County is very complex with many contributing factors. Things like the high cost of living, the mental illness, poverty. The county and the city have implemented various initiatives and programs to help the homeless situation in LA, such as providing temporary shelter and supportive housing, yet the problem persists and it is difficult to solve. Now, my 3rd reason is the smog. Now, I'm no doctor, but if you're living with any type of lung or heart condition, you're going to want to take into strong consideration the air quality in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is known to have the worst air quality in the country. If you're living with asthma, you really want to take into consideration how this could affect your day-to-day life. To address the problem of smog in Los Angeles, the city and county have implemented various measures to reduce air pollution. And since smog is a rising issue in LA, it's an industrial hub with many cars, it brings me to my 4th issue, the dreaded LA traffic. Holy 405, LA traffic is no joke. With such a large population living in the city, it's unlike San Francisco or New York City. It's so spread out, it's almost impossible to get around without a car. It's 2:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, and I'm going 7 miles an hour on the freeway. There is always traffic in LA. So with only a couple of main highways, traveling from point A to point B is not an easy task. The absolute worst time to travel during the week is during LA rush hour, which is 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then again from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays and Fridays are just brutal and are our busiest and most stressful days to drive.
It's very likely you could be in traffic from 1 hour to 4 hours. So if you're thinking of finding a home or an apartment, you're definitely going to want to factor in the commute time. It just might be worth the money to find a property that's closer to your work or closer to the essential amenities.
So if you're looking to avoid the traffic situation, you might want to consider things like public transportation, rideshare,
bikes. We do have share bikes on the roads now, which is a great opportunity to utilize our city without having a car. While the traffic is a bit of a headache, I can't say I always hate it. I mean, I do have 3 kids, 2 dogs, a husband at home, so a little peace and quiet, I'll take it where I can get it.
The Los Angeles job market is very competitive, and while it's not difficult to find a job, finding a job to meet living expenses is the tricky part. The minimum wage in California for 2022 is $14 an hour for employers who have 24 or less employees. Now, if you're an employer who has 25 or more, then the minimum wage is going to be $15. Now, for 2023, this is all going to change. To make it a level playing field, the minimum wage is going to be $15.50. Now, if you're working a 40-hour work week, that comes out to about $35,000. So for an individual to have a comfortable living in Los Angeles, it's recommended to be about $75,000 a year income. Now I'm going to show you in another video what that looks like. Housing areas where you can live on a $75,000 budget. Now I put this next one on my list. It's not necessarily a con for some people, the close proximity you get to wildlife. Because I do have small dogs and children, I put this as number 6 on my list. Los Angeles has an abundance of wildlife. Now many of you may know the story of our famous mountain lion P22, who safely made it across the 405 freeway to make Griffith Park his home. P22 was further catapulted to fame when National Geographic photographer Steve Winter posted this picture of the elusive feline. Unfortunately, this week, P22 had been experiencing some very odd behavior, and he was caught on video attacking a leashed dog on a walk with its owner. Captured in the backyard of a Los Feliz home, he is now undergoing surveillance, and it is rumored that he may not be released back into the wild. We do love and respect our wildlife. Just recently in Agora Hill, ground was broken to build a wildlife crossing to get our wildlife safely across the 101 freeway into the Santa Monica Mountains. So remember, if you're planning on moving to LA, you may be living amongst some of our amazing wildlife. Our coyotes, our mountain lions, our rattlers, and even though this is not wildlife, it keeps me on edge, we do have some black widows and tarantulas. So number 7 on my list, if you're planning on moving to California, keep in mind that you're going to have to deal with some potential natural disasters such as earthquakes, fires, and mudslides. Now, in my 22 years of living in LA, I've yet to experience a significant earthquake, but I have experienced one of LA's biggest wildfires, and that was the Woolsey Fire. There have also been a couple of deadly mudslides. Now, if you plan on purchasing a home in Los Angeles, you're gonna wanna keep this in mind because this may add to the cost of your insurance premium, and there may be some limitations if you do fall within the perimeter of a high probability of mudslides or fires. Today, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to watch my next one on why I just love living in Los Angeles, California.